Welcome to another plan with your girl. We're going to be planning the 7th through the 13th, which was just honestly a very big work week. But I'm going to be using this mermaid mystery kit from SPC. The last plan with me I just did, I didn't have any doodles, so it's like, I feel like it's a whole new world having them bad bitches back. And it was like an old format, no big little things, so I'm just kind of like stoked to have a, oh my god, this art is so freaking good. I'm going to be using Silver Waves. I'm using font 15 for my customs, and I think this is the Jessica bundle maybe? Yeah, the Jessica bundle. Well, hopefully I have all the scripts that I want, because these are not the normal scripts. But we'll figure it out. So this is in Silver Waves, the Jessica 2 bundle, I think. And it comes with confetti headers, these scripts. Comes with the scales washi and the seashell washi. And a find me under the sea quote, some seashell and mermaid quotes, and then scales underlays. And we're just going to jump right into it. This was, I mean, like the 7th was the final day of my shop anniversary sale. And we're going to jump into it. We have a tall box. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to use it because, like, I do like our blondie there. We'll see. If I like, and also I feel like there's so many good boxes. I'm not going to use both of the waterfalls because that would be kind of silly. Okay, this is everything. So I either need 7, 8, 9. Either need 10, 9, or what? 7? 8, 9, 10. I either need 10 or 11 boxes depending. So that would be 8, 9, 10. Yeah, no. We're going to use the tall box. Okay. Decision made. Okay. Because if we use the tall box, we need 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 8, 9. And then I'll probably use the coral. I don't know. I don't like dolphins for some reason. Like, I'm just not a fan of them. But hey. So I'm not going to use the dolphin. But anywho, the Monday of this week started out with a post office drop. The week prior, I just got through any orders that weren't sale orders. I got those out, which was not that many. I think it was like less than 10 orders. And then I went to the bookstore, and Chris and I went and got lunch. I think we did go to Cabo Bob's that day. And yeah, it was pretty delishy poo. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But yeah, we got groceries, came home and did laundry, and I worked. And then I think I was just looking at my phone. I'm pretty sure this was the day that I finished Real by Kennedy Ryan, which all books through I think Thursday are gonna be in a reading vlog where what I read in a week is a small business owner type situation. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm using the days of the week from my shop. These are font 5 unfoiled. And yeah, so I listened to that, and then on my Kindle I was reading The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. I didn't finish it this day though, but I did read some of it. And then this day, Andrea basically texted me, obviously, and was like, so, do you want to go to the, like, Chicago Planner Convention, basically, like, as her +1? And I was like, hell yeah. And our division of labor is I'm the flight booker, so I did book our Chicago flights this day, which was super exciting. I've only ever been to one planner convention before, and it was like the SGS planner convention in New York City. I went to that in 2014 maybe? No, 2015. No. Whoa, definitely not that old. In 2018. It was the year I started dating Chris. So it's the only one I've ever been to, and it was before I even had a shop, so I am excited to go. She like did our hotel, we booked our flights, we got our tickets, and I will be contributing to the tables that Andrea is sponsoring, and we like worked out together. We like brainstormed some table themes, which was fun to help her out with. So that was pretty much Monday. And then Tuesday. What to do? I want to use, I think I'm just gonna grab this coral so I don't like forget to use it, honestly. So we'll just grab that. And I'm definitely gonna be using like the night sky one. I like that one better than the day sky. It's just like more my vibe. But yeah, so then Tuesday I worked pretty much all day. This week was the week of working on customs, and it has made working on sale orders so seamless. It's been like something that I implemented a while ago where like I'll just take a day and or however many days it is necessary to do all of the customs for the open orders so that while I'm working it's just quicker and they're already done. So that was kind of like this week's operation, was I was just working on getting all the customs done. So when I'm working, that's pretty much what I'm doing. And then I finished reading The Art of Catching Feelings. I read that on my Kindle, and then I listened to The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes this day, as well as I started The Exorcist, which is now like one of my favorite like horror books of all time. Like that, Bird Box, and My Best Friend's Exorcism are some of my like favorite horrors. So did that, got McDonald's, went for a walk. We were dealing a lot with like really bad weather. This was the week where, well, the weekend prior was when there was like the super devastating, horrifying, like breaks my heart to even think about flooding here in Texas. And so there was a break in the weather. So we did go for a walk, which was very much needed for my mental stability this day, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm really glad that we did that. Actually, don't want this box here. Okay, yes I do. Yes I do, because otherwise it's gonna rip up. So we did that. I watched YouTube. I don't know where your battery died, but what I was saying is I had a nightmare on Tuesday from reading The Exorcist, and I think that's like one of my like signs that I like am freaking live, laugh, loving it, is that it gave me a nightmare. That was crazy vibes. Crazy vibes for it to actually give me a nightmare about being possessed. Wednesday I listened to more audio. I finished The Exorcist, and then I listened to the entirety of the Off Limits Rule by Sarah Adams, and then I began The Acts of Violet by Margarita Montemor. That was the last book that I read for the reading books, like what I read in a week as a small business owner, but that book is also going to be in a Besties Picks My Read Madison edition. My friend Madison picked me reads. Oh, I'm gonna have to use the fucking dolphin. Silly me. I miscalculated. I'm not gonna use the like blonde, but this box doesn't count as one of them because she's the same but like blonde of the tall box. So I'm a dingus. We're gonna have to use this stupid dolphin, but it's fine. It's all fine. So I did that. I continued working on customs and whatever, and then I was sad. I cried. I had a mental breakdown, as one does, and watched some YouTube. And this was like, I'm still like, even now, weeks later, like IRL, like having some mentee B kind of nights about losing my friend. So yeah, it was a bad night. And then Chris and I just watched some shows together. We watched Dimension 20. Thursday, Andre and I had a girls' day. It was a good for the soul, amazingly fun girls' day. We went book shopping, and I found like some stellar stuff. There was, I feel like Christy be really like my book god now, like helping me find all the steals and deals when I go to Half Price Books. But I found this one. There's like, I love sports romances, so if you have any like underrated sports romance series that don't have embarrassing covers, let me know, because I do love me a sports romance. There's this one series, I think the author's name is like Grace Riley, that like I wanted, and they had the entire series at Half Price Books. All of the books were like multiple dollars cheaper than like on Amazon, and it's not supporting Amazon, so I was thrilled. And then we went to Soup Leaf. Andre was like, yo, Soup Leaf on Thursday, and I was just like, hell yeah. And it works out really nice because Andrea's house is kind of like on the way to Chris's work if he goes that way, and so like he can drop me off to her house and then pick me up on the way home, and it's like perfect because he gets out like late enough that we're still able to like chill after the kids go to bed, but not so late that like we're like, oh come on, we're exhausted. So we did that, and so whatever. So he dropped me off, me and Andrea went to lunch, we came home, hung out with the kids for, you know, until they went to bed. And then Andrea was telling me about how her and Nick were gonna be booking like a cruise, the two of them, and like she was telling me all about it, and let me just tell you, the price was right. I was like, what? It's like, because like I've looked up Disney cruises before, and just cruises in general. I'm very anti-cruise, and I do want you to know that with like me going into this, is like I am not a one who's ever, I've never in my life been like, oh yeah, let's go on a cruise. It's really not something I want to do. But if I'm going with like my best friends and my husband, that makes me like more apt to want. I haven't even done the sidebar. Why am I doing overlays? Hey, my mind is mashed potatoes. But yeah, so basically a sheet of paper, just lost it, don't even know where that went, whatever. Hopefully I don't, do I need it? What even fell? I can't find it. Did something fall? Did I make that up? Maybe I made it up. IDK. But yeah, so I've been like very anti-cruise, and Andrea's like, well, I think you might like a Disney cruise, because you know it's Disney, and she's like, and if we were together, like we always have a good time when we're together. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, you got me there. And so she's talking about it, and she was like, yeah, like I was kind of thinking that like maybe it would be fun, especially because like they have cruises that like leave like the port or whatever. I don't really know the terms, okay? I'm fake about all of this. It's out of Texas, so you don't even have to buy flights, blah, blah, blah. TLDR, I booked the cruise, okay? We're going on a cruise with Andrea and Nick, and it's gonna be great because whenever we do stuff together, it's great. Period. End of story. And then we got Dairy Queen, and then Andrea and I started making friendship bracelets, because by the time you guys see this, I might be going to Gen Con. It might be the week of Gen Con, or it might be at Gen Con, depending on what day I upload this. But we decided we wanted to make friendship bracelets for Gen Con, so we obviously needed to get a move on that situation, and we still do. I'm gonna go over on Wednesday. We were gonna hang out last week, but just like with our schedules and work and stuff didn't work out. But I'm going there this week, and we are gonna be working on our bracelets and our shirts and all of our DIYs for Gen Con. We worked on making friendship bracelets for Gen Con that just say BGG on them. Very fun, very cute, very fabulous. So, where are my deco? Don't ask that. Here it is. This looks so pretty. Just love silver waves. It's so good. Ew, I do not like that there because it's this coral that's in that box. No, thank you. Rotate, pivot, pivot. Any hoodly doodle. Friday, I got back on my work grind, of course. It's always like, I always feel like very productive the day I work after having like a day off. I feel like I've not felt super productive this week because I've not taken any time off, and so I feel like my brain is just like fried AF. You know what I mean? But do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I'm like having a forced time off currently because I don't have paper. And this time it's not my fault. It usually is my fault when I run out of paper, but I ordered it within plenty of time. Their shipment had been like delayed, so they delayed my order. So this one's not even on me, baby. So yeah, but anywho, I worked on Friday. I finished the Acts of Violet that day, and then for that same video of Madison's reads, I listened to all of Local Women Missing by Mary Kubica, and then I, for another Besties Picks My Reads My Sister edition, started Crazy Rich Asians, the third book, which is called Rich People Problems by Kevin Kwan. Definitely the weakest in that series. Like, it didn't feel super, like, I didn't need that book. You know what I mean? But I did do that, got some sort of fast food for lunch. I had to go to the grocery store for what? I don't know. And then we had D&D that night. I DM'd for the first time, which was terrifying, but it ended up only being Chris, Nick, and Andrea, so it was less scary because it was just like the people I'm most comfortable with, so that was good. And it went good. You know what I mean? Saturday, I did more work. I think, Saturday I was finishing up the customs, and I listened to Peggy by Rebecca Godfrey, also for the, well, I started it. I didn't finish it this day. I finished the Rich People Problems and started Peggy, which is also for my sister's video of Besties Picks My Reads. Watched YouTube, got McDonald's probably, and then Chris and I watched some Critical Role. There's nothing against Critical Role. I like Critical Role. We've just been watching Dimension 20 because we're trying to get through Fantasy High. We're almost done with sophomore year. But we wanted to watch the Session 0 for Daggerheart, which is a new role-playing game that they came out with. And so we wanted to watch their Session 0 because we were going to be having our Session 0 the following week. So we watched that night. Then Sunday I worked. I finished Peggy this day and started Mad Honey, which will be for Madison's video by Jodi Picoult. And then this day, Chris and I went for a walk, and I did pull foil this day, and it was very triggering, and I had a mental breakdown. And then just watched TV with Chris. And let us zoom in now for the day by day. Perfect timing. Okie dokie. So, Monday, get our little things out. We got post office drop. The freaking fattiest post office drop this next, like, the week I'm living in. Usually Chris brings in the mail. This is like we both have to participate in bringing in the mail situation. And groceries. Boom. Boom, 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 ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, okay. So, we are going to grab an envelope. We are going to grab a shopping bag, all from the Mini Icons. We're going to grab this, like, fork and knife situation for me and Chris getting food, and then we'll grab the grocery cart. Again, I'm using font 15 with this. We're going to grab P.O. Drop, and then we're going to grab shopping from, if there is one on here, hopefully, something. Starbucks run, read, bath, TV, therapy, grocery run, film, edit, planning, laundry, planning, pack, relax, Target, nail, snuggle, nap. Okay, there is no shopping. I have two with Chris's, though, on my custom multi, and I don't need it anywhere else, so we'll just pop in some with Chris's for both of those. The shopping cart, like, or the shopping bag indicates that what it was to me. Groceries. Silver Waves is just so good. It's just so good. Then we're gonna do laundry. Booked flights. Did a wee bit of work this day, nothing crazy, and then I did some reading. Oh my god, my head hurts so bad, but I've also had not even a sip of water today. Well, that's a lot. I had a sip when I woke up, so I think I need to go chug some water when I'm done with this video. Grocery cart, boom. Airplane, boom. Work. Use this. Perfect. And then for reading, we will grab the book. Perfect. So cute. Grab a laundry script. And then I do have a book flight. Boom, right there. Grab a work script and then a read script. And then that'll be everything for Monday. And like the only days that are like really this extensive are Monday and Thursday. Everything else is pretty lame. Pretty much like a whole lot of nothing. This is for working, and then this is for reading. Working, we'll grab Lottie on her computer, especially because it's like in the green color. And then for reading, because I was mainly like listening to audiobook, we'll use that. Grab a read script and a work script. Perfect. Then got McDonald's at some point. Oh my god, my head is really not doing well. Went for a walk of sorts. I think that, you know what? I was like very confused about how I got McDonald's. This day, Chris had gotten a text the night before that they did not have a route for him this day, which is kind of crazy because he's been working like hella late every day this week. But yeah, so Chris was home. That's how I got McDonald's in the middle of the day. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. So, for getting McDonald's, we're going to use the fast food icon from the mini icons sheet. And then if we're going on a walk, I'm going to grab the sneakers from the doodles. From the doodles. Bada bing, bada boom. And then YouTube binge, we're going to use the movie clapper. And for having nightmares, I'm going to grab the bed icon from the mini icons sheet. This just looks so good. It's like hurting my feelings. Grab a McDonald's script. Grab a walk script. Grab a YouTube binge script. And then a nightmares script. How perfect. Then over here, we are going to mark reading and work. Okay, we will just do reading and work. Okay, so for reading over here, I'm just going to grab Lottie wearing her like headphones, because that's literally me while I'm working. And then we can just grab the laptop. Do I work on a laptop? Only if I'm editing. So, not super accurate, but it's fine. It's all good. Then down here, I'm going to mark that I was sad. Sad, 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 sad. Oh yeah, I got in a fight with my dad this day. That's what I was sad about this day in particular, honestly. It was like a snowball effect of like his actions kind of made me like very triggered, and it was just really a bad day. Really a bad time, if I'm being honest with you. It was not a good one, not a good one at all. And then watched Dimension 20 with Christopher. So for being sad / mad, I'm going to use this. Perfect. Oops. YouTube binge. And then for watching Dimension 20, we'll just grab a telly. So I'm gonna grab the Sad Bitch from my custom multi, as well as the YouTube Bingeroo and Dimension 20. Oh, it's just so good. So good. Okay, Thursday, fun day, yay. Had a good one. Andrea and I went shopping, because that's what we do best. And then we got lunch, we got hot pot, which was scrumptiddly-umptious, and then hung out with the kiddos. Okay, so for doing the shopping, we're gonna grab this, Lottie with her bag of books, then we will grab Lottie with her fork and knife, and then we will just grab Happy Lottie. Okay, books. Where'd my other custom multi go? Where is she? Here she is with Andrea, with the kids. Perfect. Then down here I booked the cruise. We got some Dairy Queen. And then we worked on the bracelets for BGG, Board Game Girls. Board Game Girlies, that's us. So for booking the cruise, I'm just going to use like the money icon because I put down the deposit. There's that. And then Dairy Queen, fast food icon. And then for working on the bracelets, I'm just going to use, it's not a blondie anymore. So we'll just use this. It's me and Andrea being cute. So we'll mark cruise, DQ, and Board Game Girlies, BGG. Perfect. Then on to Friday, I worked and I read. Working and reading, you know what I'm saying? So for reading, we can use this. For working, we can use Lottie with like her planners maybe. Yeah, that works out because, you know, I make planner stickers, baby. So we'll grab a work here. We'll grab a read. Got fast food. Typically, it's usually either Sunday or Friday. Chris will order himself food from this place that gave me food poisoning once called Rosati's that I think is repulsive. And I'll go get myself McDonald's. So it's probably what was happening on this day. And then that's for grocery run. And then this is for D&D, baby. So for fast food, I'm going to use the car icon because I just ran through the drive-thru. When I didn't run, I drove, you know what I mean? Groceries. And then I'll use the D20. There. So for fast food run, this is where it gets tricky because these are different scripts. Is there something groceries related? Grocery run, boom, perfect, that's perfect. What do I use for McDonald's? 'Cause there's nothing on here, there's just Starbucks and Target. Ugh. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. This is gonna bite me in the butt. I'm just gonna put the Starbucks run in. I don't really, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. And then I'm gonna throw in D&D. Okay, whatever, it's all a lie, but it's fine. It's all good in the hood. We will mark working and reading. Oh, it's perfect timing. Our dinner's almost done. So for working, I'm going to use the sticker. And for reading, I will use this like opened book. read, work. Okay, and then we're gonna mark YouTube, binge, down here. Got more fast food that's gonna get marked as Starbucks, let's be honest, because that's just where we're at. We're deep into the pit of the lie. And then we watched Critical Role. For YouTube binge, we're gonna use that YouTube laptop wherever she be. Here she is. For getting takeout, I'm gonna grab the car icon. And then for watching Critical Role, we will use like the big chunky television. Grab YouTube, binge, script. We will grab apparently Starbucks run because that's what we have. And Critical Role script. On to Sunday, our final day, we will mark work. And we will mark read. Okay, so this day for work, we will use something good. We'll use the planner for sure. For reading, we'll use the stack of books for sure. Grab my scripts, work, read. Then I will mark that I went for a WALK, just in case you have a dog, it didn't want to trigger them. Then I had a mental breakdown because I was pulling foil, and it was like the first time I was really pulling foil since losing Christy, and she was like my buddy. We would FaceTime while I pulled foil, and she would do like a chore that she hated doing while I did something I hated doing, but we'd be talking to each other, so it would make the bad tasks better. And so it was very, very, very triggering. I'm being really honest with you. I simply need to order more of the angel wings, which is like, you know, really a tragic thing that I'm like out of them. But I only have like 1 or 2 more, so I do need to place an order for that. So, went for a walk. Had a Mentee bee, which again, I don't have what I typically have because I have Jessica's scripts here. We do have TV time, so that works. And I guess I'm just gonna use my WTF because it was a very like, what the fuck, crying situation. The whole situation is very what the fuck, if I'm being honest with you. So that's everything, guys. That's the setup. That's my spread. I think that this is fan-fucking-tastic, and I'm kind of mad I didn't use this in my everyday planner because I like this spread significantly more than the one I did in my everyday planner for this week. But that's everything, friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.